Artist to artist, venue to venue, another great interview brought to you by Spokane's newest online community, Spokane Music Mag. Spokane Music Mag.
What's up? This is Ryan Davis, Spokane Music Magazine. I'm here with the Broken Thumbs in what looks to be a dentist office. We'll get to that later.
We had an appointment today.
There's a weird rash thing that's going on.
That's actually 2/3 of the Broken Thumbs right now. You guys care to explain about that at all?
Yeah, Kelton's probably sleeping somewhere.
Yeah.
No, he's at work, and we're just doing some last-minute run-throughs on the set before our show tonight. We're actually in the lobby, if you will, of our practice spot here. You know, we've got
lobby.
High
It's
security.
pretty cool. It's like the Wayne Manor to the Batcave, and it's full security.
If
so
it was
these guys
built
are
in
right
1972, yeah.
on. You don't say.
And if the Batcave was littered with water bottles and other unmentionables.
So yeah, you guys are really, really busy right now. You guys have a show tonight. We were gracious enough for you guys to have us here and interview really quick.
Oh, thank you.
We're very stoked for you guys on the next chapter of the Broken Thumbs. I know that you guys have one EP out right now that came out roughly a year ago, a little more.
A little over a year.
You guys want to talk about that one at all?
Yeah, no, we had a great run with that EP, and that EP really helped us kind of find an artery to write in, because when we were writing that EP, we had no idea what we were doing, what we wanted to sound like. And
Well, it sounds like you guys knew exactly what you did.
Yeah. But I think the strongest track off of that was Oxygen, which got radio play nationwide, and we did really well with, and I think it helped us shape our direction.
And by the way, I don't know, like, anyone that hasn't heard this band before, you definitely need to check them out. Broken Thumbs, they're on Facebook, YouTube, everything, Bandcamp. You guys are
everywhere. Pretty much anywhere music is downloadable or streamable, we're on it.
And really quick, I know this is like everyone's least favorite question, but like, how would you describe your sound really quick?
To me, it's rock and EDM. So not even like rock and electronic music, because the electronic component we use is it's kind of dancier. So I always say it's an EDM blend with rock.
Yeah, it's more at the forefront. You know, it's not always like, it's not ambient electronics. It's you know, an electronic pulse behind the rock.
You can boogie. You can boogie.
Except there is no guitar anymore. At one point in time, there was.
No, there's still guitar.
Well, yeah. So Zach Wershak, sorry, Zach, of Elephant Gun Riot has been our guitarist, you know, for a little while now.
Quite a while, a couple years.
So he plays live with us as often as he can, and then we work a lot with him directly when we're writing and recording stuff. So like
he'll be playing with us tonight.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And he was in the
That makes
studio
sense.
with us for this new joint.
You guys want to talk about the new joint right now? Is it an EP?
It's no, I think we're pushing more towards a full length.
Yeah, it'll be hard to say what it'll technically be classified as, but you know, I think it'll be like longer than your standard EP, but maybe shorter than like your standard full LP. So it'll just kind of be a bunch of shit.
Exist in the gray area.
And you guys are still working on that right now, collectively?
We are. Yeah, it's we laid down a lot of tracks a couple weeks ago at Amplified Wax recording studio with Jimmy Hill, and we've got 5 down, and we still are sharing ideas about a few more. So, but 5 of them are locked down right now.
Yeah.
Right on.
And we're gonna grandfather in some stuff that we've had on the back burner for a while, and even you know, some stuff from Fight EP with some retooling and whatever
we
else.
might do a retooling of Oxygen and bring it over.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
one of
an
our
awesome
favorite
idea,
tracks.
because that's a killer song.
Thank you.
And you guys don't shy away from doing covers at all either, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It, you know, gives people that like that ear candy, they want to hear more, and all of a sudden they're going to listen to more of your guys' original stuff.
It's a good access point.
There's been times that I've been at a show and it was a well done cover that drew me into the band. You know, you need that initial spark to draw someone's attention, and sometimes it's by playing a cover, something they're already familiar with.
And it sounds like something you guys would write too. It's definitely in your genre. suits your voice. It's cool, man.
Yeah, there was no doubt about it when
Yeah.
we. You're talking about Heathens cover? Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. No, we're huge fans of 21 Pilots, and
I didn't know if I could talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, we don't mind at all. But
We
no,
did it legally.
Yeah, and we couldn't be happier with. Yes, everything's licensed and legal. But we couldn't be happier with the way it turned out.
Yeah, it was fun. It's interesting because, like, when we first started, the first thing we recorded was a cover, and then ended up putting out an EP. So it's kind of the cycle repeating itself unintentionally. You know, like we did Heathens kind of in between a cover, and then we go in and, you know, laid down a bunch of original stuff
Yeah, I mean,
thereafter.
it's like sometimes as a band, you know, it's not a continuous process of, you know, great ideas. You know, sometimes there are lulls where you're like, I don't know what our next step is, and sometimes using a cover as a muse kind of kickstarts the whole thing. So we had a lot of fun, but
a
it
good
also had its place with kind of keeping the juices flowing, keeping us playing, keeping us recording.
That's a great idea. So, I know we don't have Kelton here, which
Thank God.
Oh, that guy. Don't get me started.
but I'm going to
on
ask
that
you a little
guy.
bit. So you guys have been touring here and there.
Yeah, whenever we can, and we're definitely going to be touring to support this new recording early next year. We'll probably be hitting the road longer than we ever have to fully support this new album.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
And so has that mostly been Northwest, or you guys plan on going a little bit, venturing
No.
out a little bit more?
I think we want to venture out more this time. There's a lot of areas we've been meaning to hit, a lot of areas where we have family and places we want to go for a long time. I know one high on my list is Texas.
Look out, Texas. They're coming for you. No, yeah, I'm corny. Anyway,
okay.
so we're sitting here in a doctor's office, and
We are.
Looks like it.
no,
Perfect place for the broken thumbs, eh?
Ooh.
So when you're on
Dad
the road,
jokes.
you guys travel in an RV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
For the most part,
the
yeah.
most
That's
part.
super rad. So do you stay in the RV, or
Yeah, I
do
mean,
you-
it definitely brings down the costs
Exactly.
of constant hotel and food. You know, we're able to bring food and cook it. So
There's probably a lot of bands out there jealous about that right now. They wish they had an RV. It's pretty
we got
sweet.
pretty lucky with that, but
Yeah.
it made more sense to us. I mean, obviously fuel costs can get pretty high, but the ability to park anywhere and sleep there wherever we're at, whenever it's convenient, instead of having to map everything out when you're traveling.
It probably
in.
alleviates a lot of stress and
It
drama.
does. It is.
Like, what if you
And
know?
it
like,
also,
cozy.
I think the number one for me is it allowed us to cook whenever we wanted and not eat, you know, Jack in the Box for 2 weeks straight every meal, you know. So that
Still did a little bit of
still a
that.
little
I
bit of
like
that,
Jack in
yeah.
the Box, by
Yeah,
the
we
way.
do like
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
in the Box actually, but
Kind of.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a little.
Mostly when I'm drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so much the next day.
Yeah.
2 for 1 tacos.
Before we left for that little trip back in May, we stopped at Costco and got one of those 72. It was like a survival bucket. With
Yeah, it was
72
like-
meals of like powdered whatever.
The
else.
zombie apocalypse kit,
Yeah.
you know, it's just had all these like freeze dried meals. At, like
They were good.
Yeah, they were great. I mean, I was surprised at the quality of them, but it was weird.
Like spaceman meals.
Yeah, basically
Yeah.
it was a big tub with all these silver packages in it. It's like,
MRE
this
type.
one's beef stroganoff. This one's your grandma's spaghetti. Yeah.
Just had water.
Yummy. So you
I
guys
think
are
there's still some left too.
There is.
you
there's
guys
a
are
lot.
currently working on the new one. By
Yes.
the way, does it
Yeah.
have a name? Are you gonna drop that anytime
Right now it's
We got a working
we have
title.
we have a track that we really love, and it's leaning towards being the album title as well, which is The Disconnect. Yeah.
Got it
I
first,
think,
I think.
I think we can bet on that going all the way.
soon? It sounds awesome. Sounds rad. So what's the biggest difference between the first time around and this next time around recording?
Well, the first time we didn't record it all at once. First of all, like I think the most we did at one time was 2 songs, and then the others were just kind of done along the way. And
Until we had enough to officially put it all together and call it an EP.
Yeah.
Where this one was way more focused. Like we were in the studio for over a week and we just drilled it out every day, just recording and writing.
Yeah, I'm friends with you guys on Facebook and Instagram, so I was kind of, checking out just like everyone else, seeing what you guys are up to.
it was fun.
It was fun. It was an experience, just your 9 to 5 going to the studio and getting it done.
So you guys are actually writing in the studio?
We were doing rewriting
Kind of.
and all kinds of stuff was happening. There's a lot of unexpecteds, and we brought in friends. We brought in my friend Naomi, who plays violin and harp, and and we hadn't had a lot of time to work with her beforehand, like at all. So when she came in, you're just kind of learning as you go, and how is this going to work together?
Yeah, it's we've said it before, but it's we have a different process, I guess. We've all been in bands for so long that a lot of the times it starts where you jam in a room together, or someone brings a riff to the practice room and all that stuff. With us, though, especially with David living in a different town now, it's a lot of sending things to each other, and then we'll actually do a lot of writing and programming and producing just on the computer, and have the song basically kind of fleshed out for the most part. Then we get together, figure out how to translate it to a live performance. But usually before we even play it live, we get in the studio and actually get it mixed and mastered. And
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly, I couldn't say any better, but it's the last portion of our writing process is the studio to finish it. Then from that point, then we tool it up for live performance. So it's kind of backwards. It's not like, oh, we've been jamming these songs for months and fine-tuning them, and now we go to the studio. The studio for us is the last, okay, let's lock this down and figure it out here.
Usually
How
it
is
takes
this
on a new
going?
life.
How is the electronic component going to mix with all the live instruments? So it can be kind of stressful because we carry more unknowns into the recording studio than most bands do.
Once again, that's probably a process a lot of people don't have, though. They usually have the budget.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know what you guys are working with. Obviously, you guys sound awesome
Thank you,
regardless.
man.
But, my band, personally, we're going to go hit the studios. We better have everything on lockdown because, it depends on how many songs you want on the EP,
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool to have that luxury, that extra time.
I don't know if it's a necessarily a luxury. It's more of a just how it works for us because we have Zach and we have so many different components all coming together, and Zach's in another project. We don't have the opportunity to really fine tune it all. So we're just we trust each other. There's a lot of trust going on. There's been several times Zach has come to the studio, and on some tracks we haven't even heard what he was planning on doing.
Wow, that's
So
crazy.
he just plugs in and lays it out. And
Zach's super talented, so yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. There's never
Nothing-
any doubt in our mind that whatever
Yeah.
he's going to whip out is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And he really
We'll
seems to
piece
just
it in, and
he understands what we're doing, and that's the biggest part is he knows what we're going for.
Yeah, we have a lot of structures put together when we go in. A lot of sounds already kind of picked out, and then it's a matter of pocketing everything, finding the right mix, because there's so many competing frequencies. Our songs are they're just layers and layers and layers. If you're in the studio and you look at the project, it's just you can just scroll down forever.
Yeah, track
so
after track after track. So it's sorting out
Yeah.
who gets what space. Especially a lot with the synth stuff. There's competing, frequencies, and we have to figure out who gets what gets louder, what gets brought down. There's a lot of that, and the disconnect track, that bridge, we went in with a completely blank space on that one and wrote the bridge in the studio on that one from
That's cool.
ground zero.
That's
which
super
was
cool.
super fun.
Well, I'm stoked to hear that. We don't want to really keep you guys much longer because I know you guys have a show coming up really soon. Load-in's coming up. I'm stoked.
Oh, yeah.
I just have a few more questions for you guys. One's a silly one. I always have to ask bands these weird questions. It's my favorite thing to do. Anyway, so when you guys are out driving around together in that RV, who's DJ? Who's running the DJ? What are you guys listening to? What kind of music do you guys listen to?
Ooh, it's pretty eclectic.
I mean, you guys literally have a DJ in your band, so I
Yeah.
imagine that
Yes.
he probably does a lot of
He
that.
throws a lot of stuff. I think Kelton's really good at throwing artists and songs and genres at us that we may not have necessarily found ourselves or heard before. So it's always an eclectic taste going on anywhere we're at when we're listening to music. But Kelton's obviously big time electronic. Ryan and I are definitely more rock background, but that's what brought this band together. So we love music, period. If it's a good song, it's a good song, no matter what genre or artist it came from.
And you're probably asking yourselves right now, what did you mean weird by that question? Well, here's where it gets weird.
Oh, snap.
So I was going to ask you, what's a guilty pleasure song that you guys might be sitting there in the listening to the radio and you kind of just look at each other is anyone going to change this? No one's going to change this? All right,
Oh,
it's
that's a
Ricky
good one.
Martin. No one's someone's sweating.
Yeah. That's a good question.
When that Ed Sheeran song came out, I was kind of addicted to that for a little bit.
You were digging on that for a while. You're like, guys, you
Shape
got to
of
listen
You.
to this
Yeah.
jam here.
I'm in love with your body. Yeah, that one.
It's a
Or-
pretty good
yeah.
song, actually.
It's,
I
mean,
it's
what?
good.
It's catchy as hell. I mean,
Mine's TLC Waterfalls. It always has been,
Oh.
always will be.
That's a great track.
yeah, well, I'd wear that on my
That's a great
sleeve,
song.
man.
Yeah.
That's
Plus, they were like all like sexy and like turning into like liquid water. Oh, that was
Sexy water
redundant.
ladies, yeah.
That was
I know.
redundant.
What a
Like
metaphor.
looking like a
Sexy
T1000.
water ladies.
that's the soundbite.
That was
from
my
the clip
first boner.
that I can remember.
Anyway,
That I can remember. Perfect. Sorry.
no. Anyway, do you guys want to give out any shout outs to anyone, anything?
Yeah, I mean, we want to give a shout out to EGR. Tonight is really about them and their EP Sirens that they're releasing, and we're there to support them. So I want to definitely give Elephant Gun Riot a shout out.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
they did a great job on their EP. It sounds amazing.
It
and
does sound amazing, and
we're
we're gonna
stoked to
get
be a
them on
part
here
of it.
really soon. I hope.
Yeah. No, they're great. They've been friends since day one, and we've done little tours together, and they're just a great group of people.
Cool,
Yeah.
right on. They deserve all the praise too. They're
They
awesome.
They do.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
And then like Damascus Apparel, who's kind of been our visual
Our getup.
sponsor, I
Yeah.
guess, if you will. They've been awesome.
Our
to
crime
us.
fighting outfits.
Yeah.
For
They,
quite a while now. Yeah.
They're
They-
sweet, dude.
They
they're
do it
great
for the right
company.
reasons. You know, they
Yeah.
come from a good place, and
Yeah, and Nate Cooley, the guy who owns it, has just been amazing to us and has sent us so much stuff to wear and supported us in every way he can. So yeah, definitely give a shout out to Damascus Apparel.
and we
Right
actually
on.
just had a meeting with John from Make Waves Entertainment before you guys got here. We got a game plan that we kind of fleshed out, and we're gonna
Yeah, we fleshed out ideas
with
for
that.
4 music videos.
Mhm.
So, and we're thinking about doing them all back to back in one go.
shooting it like Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
style.
Rings style.
And-
Just get it all done in one shot.
Dope, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out soon that we're really excited about.
Right on.
Yeah.
We'll continue to support you guys.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you,
stoked
sir.
for you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We know you're just gonna keep on rising. It's awesome.
I hope so. 'cause
Hope
I
you're
ain't-
ready
I
for
ain't-
it.
Asses off.
We're not getting any younger.
No. Yeah, it's been a lot of work, but it's rewarding, and we're just gonna keep getting after it.
I don't think you actually introduced yourselves either.
Oh yeah, I'm Ryan. I play the drums.
I'm David. I sing.
Yeah.
Kelvin's
and-
not here right now. He's the
He's Boots and Cats.
Yeah.
Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats.
Oh yeah, that's you. All right. Anything else? Like,
No, we just thank you for taking the time.
where are you guys recording, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a good shout out right there. Amplified Wax Recording Studio here in Spokane. Owner James Hill. We've done every recording with him since day one, and which started with the Professional Griefers cover when we had no idea what we're doing, and that guy has an astounding amount of patience.
Right on. And it's local Spokane.
Yeah.
All right. So, that being said, thanks for having us.
Thank you guys so
Um,
much.
I like the Doctor Office
Yeah.
vibe. It's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, we'll find out what's going on.
And we're going to give a quick shout out to Finger Swagger and Sidelight Productions. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
See ya.